Hey guys, in this video I am going to teach you how to wholesale properties with no money. That's right, zero money. Maybe a few bucks, but mostly zero money. How do you wholesale deals with no money? I'm going to teach you that today. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Jeremy Beeland. I have successfully closed over 425 off-market deals since I started my business in 2017. I've built multiple seven-figure markets. I'm an expert at off-market acquisitions, and I've generated almost 8 figures in gross profit since I started my business in 2017. And today, I'm going to share some secrets with you on how you can get into wholesaling with $0. How does that sound? I will preface this video by saying it's not going to be easy. Okay? There's no shortcut to success. There's no magic formula. There's no magic pill in anything we do in life. Wholesaling is no different. So if you have no money, it is possible to wholesale a deal. However, it's incredibly challenging. Most people can't do it. Most people won't do it because it requires a lot of effort, a lot of drive, and you have to overcome a lot of things. But with that being said, it is possible. I know people who have done it. I know it can be done. I know people who have done this. So I know that you can do this as well. But again, it's not going to be easy, guys, right? So if you want to wholesale a deal with no money, well, you've come to the right video. But don't think it's just going to be easy. You guys are going to have to work your ass off to get this done. Now, if you got a great work ethic and a great drive and you're ready to really hustle and grind like nobody's business, which I know you are, then you'll get it done. And I'm going to teach you how with a bunch of basic steps. So I hope you guys are excited. Let's dive in. Let's talk about what wholesaling is. All wholesaling is the art of finding discounted properties, right? And what we do with wholesaling is we more or less just flip contracts. We are trying to identify distressed homes, distressed situations, people who are distressed, take their property, put it under contract with a purchase and sales agreement, and that's assignable, that we can assign the rights to another buyer, cash buyer, another buyer, for a fee. We usually typically call that an assignment fee. All right. So you can put a property under contract with a purchase and sales agreement, assign the rights to that contract to somebody else. They will execute that contract and actually buy the property, but they will pay you money for the rights of that contract. So that's what wholesaling is. Wholesale in general is just really becoming really good at finding those properties you can put under contract. So you marry those two things together, you can make a ton of money in this business. Ton of money in this business. So the houses that we're looking for are really, in this situation, we're going to be looking for really terrible looking houses. The method that I want you to do, and you're probably familiar with it, is called driving for dollars. This is the zero fee a way of getting in, right? You just drive around in your car, in your truck, your motorcycle, your bicycle, you walk and you run, whatever it is, right? You canvas your local area and you look for all the bad houses that need new roofs. The siding's bad, the painting's bad, they have a lot of junk in the yard, they have overgrown grass, there's trees down, it maybe looks vacant, the windows are old. You can maybe see like a handicap ramp in the house, means there's probably somebody old there and the house really is not in good shape anymore. So we want to identify those type of houses via driving for dollars. Now, if you don't want to drive for dollars, walk for dollars, run for dollars, you could go on Google and do Google Maps and go down to the street level, and you can just canvas all the streets in your neighborhood as well. We've actually had VAs that did this for us years ago. It's an effective way to find properties. Just keep in mind that data could be a little old, and some of those houses still may look terrible. Some of them may have already been bought and flipped. Some of them may already looked good then, but don't look good now. But anyway, you can definitely do that from your pajamas at home while eating a bowl of cereal. So no problem there, but we're looking for driving for dollars, whether it's a virtual through Google Maps or you're in person, literally driving and canvassing your local neighborhoods for those type of distressed looking houses. Now, when you're out going around these neighborhoods and you're finding these homes, what you need to do is take down the addresses, write them down in a book, right? Just the address. That's all you need to know. So 123 Main Street, 124 Main Street, 125 Main Street, right? And just keep going down and then just create a list. Go out, create a list. And then all you have to do from there is then you're going to go home and access the local tax card. Now, every town, every municipality, every city is a little bit different. So depending on where you are, you may have to look this up, but that is public information. And when you find out the tax card, it's going to tell you the property owner and their mailing address. So you want to find out. So now you're going to create a sheet that says property address, property owner, mailing address, because where they may not live at that house, they may live somewhere else, or their mail may go somewhere else. So you want to then just go through your list and put all that information together. Okay, so once you have all that data, you have the property owner, property address, the owner, property owner, and the mailing address. I want you to go to a website called truepeoplesearch.com. This is where you can actually skip trace them, which means look up their phone numbers or potential phone numbers. And now you can go to True People Search, type in the address, type in their name, and play around with it a little bit, and you're going to get their phone numbers. Now, listen, some of these numbers may not work to them. Some of them may be family members or old numbers or expired numbers, but you're going to get a list of numbers. You have to call them all. So if you get 2 numbers or 7 numbers per person, again, put it on the list with, the property owner, property address, mailing address, and now all the phone numbers. Okay, this is what you got to do. Once you go through that entire list, which is hopefully hundreds and hundreds of houses, okay, I want to tell you that you're probably going to have to do this for 1,000 houses, maybe more, before you find a deal. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to literally find like 1,000 houses and contact 1,000 houses. You may do it in less, but I want you to think that's the bar that I have to set. So now that you have that, all you have to do is a few different things. You can mail them out something, but that costs money, so we're not going to talk about mailing them today. We're going to talk about the free ways of reaching them, which is knocking on the door, leaving a note at the door, cold calling, or a text message. Those are all relatively basically free methods that you can do. Now, keep in mind that because of the new regulations with cold calling and text messaging, you will want to run this through the DNC, the Do Not Call List registry, to make sure that they are not on that. Because if they are, then you can't. I would strongly suggest that you don't call them or text them, because you can be fined, and the fines are pretty hefty. So if they are on that list, then all you can do is door knock, or you can mail them a letter, right? So what are your options here? All right, so you go through the do not call list. Now you're going to text them, call them, door knock, mail them, right? And if you don't want to mail because that costs money, then you should do all of the other 3. And that's what you got to do. And the call will be like, hey, this is Jeremy, the local house buyer. I'm looking for a property in your area. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was calling to see if you were the owner of 123 Main Street. Oh, you are? Okay, terrific. Would you happen to be interested in a as-is cash offer on that property? Right? You can start it out like that and start the conversation. Then you send a text message. Hi, my name's Jeremy, and I am a local house buyer looking for a property in your neighborhood. Curious if you'd be interested on an as-is, quick close cash offer on your property at 123 Main Street. Please let me know by texting me back. Something as simple as that. And that's it. And then all you have to do is now door knock. You don't want to go to the property address. You have to go to the mailing address. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. I am so sorry to stop by your house unexpectedly. I know you don't know who I am, and I'm sorry to intrude on your day, but I am Jeremy. I'm a local house buyer. I was looking to buy a house in this neighborhood, and I think you're the owners of 123 Main Street. I looked it up online. It looks like you guys are the property owners, and they said that you lived here as far as your mailing address. So I figured I'd just stop by, try my chances. By any chance, would you happen to be interested in a as is cash offer on that property? Or do you know anybody else in that neighborhood that might be? Because I really want to buy a property in that neighborhood that I can use for investment purposes. That's it. And you have to just do it over and over and over again. Now, keep in mind, I said 1,000, right? So it's going to take you some time to do all this, but that's all you really need to do is just text them, cold call them, and door knock on their house, whether it's the property address or mailing address. If they're not home, you leave a note. Hi, my name is Jeremy, the local house buyer. I am looking to buy a property in this neighborhood. I was curious if you'd be interested in an as-is cash quick close offer on your property at 123 Main Street. If so, please call, text me at number below. It's that simple, guys. No money. It's going to require a lot of time, a lot of grit, a lot of hustle, and you grinding. And you have to do this all day, every day. Maybe not all day, but you got to literally find time to do it every day. Because how long is it going to take you to get through 1,000 houses? If you think you're just going to do 10 houses, 20 houses, 50 houses, 100 houses, people are going to be like, yeah, sure. It doesn't work that way, guys. Wholesaling is a numbers game. This is not the best approach to wholesale deals, but it can be done. The best approach is having money to market and, send letters and, have other outbound marketing channels to reach these people. But if you don't have those resources and all you have is time and energy and hustle, well, then this is your key to doing it. Now, are you going to do it? I think you will, because if you don't, you will never make it, right? So if you want this bad enough, if there's a will, there's a way, right? My old coach, Tom Kroll, used to tell me early on that, if you can imagine the scenario where, you had your children or a significant loved one that was taken from you, kidnapped. Kidnappers said for the ransom that we want a wholesale deal. And you have 48 hours or, you're never going to see your loved ones again, right? I know that's a crazy analogy, right? But think about that. If there was that kind of urgency, like, oh my God, my loved ones are the most important, my loved ones, my children, they're the most important people in my life. If I don't find a house to wholesale in the next 48 hours, I will never see them again. Think of like the kind of urgency, the hustle, right? The determination you would have to get that deal done. That's what it takes to be successful in this industry as a whole, but never mind doing it this way. The driving for dollars, finding a wholesale house with zero money. So you got to be ready to hustle. Okay, so now you find a seller that says, hey, I'm one out of those 1,000 houses that is interested in an offer. Fantastic. This is where I'd like you to go check out some other videos that I do, but I'll give you a quick, brief description of how you want to handle this. You don't want to make it all about the numbers. You don't want to just go look at the house and say, it needs this, it needs this, it needs this, right? You do need to try to figure out the ARV the best you can, but don't get hung up on this. If you aren't sure because it's tough to comp or you don't know how to really pull an ARV, don't let it stop you, okay? Go on Zillow, find a house that has the same amount of bathrooms, same amount of bedrooms, and is within 250 square feet plus minus, and then just look for things that have listed and sold in the last 6 months within a mile of that neighborhood, and then just take the top 3 average. That is your ARV. And the bottom 3 average is probably where you need to place your offer. But I'll make it even simpler for you. If you can't find the ARV, just use this estimate. It may be wrong. It may be right. I don't know. It's all over the map. No pun intended in this country. But it's close enough probably that you can figure it out, right? So if that house is in rough shape and it's for $400,000, your goal is to get it 50, 60 cents on the dollar. That's all I want you to do. I want you to try to get it for $200,000, $250,000. And how are you going to do that? Well, they're not just going to give it to you. You need to know that you're going to these people's houses. And yes, you can give them an offer and just hope for the best. But what wholesaling truly is, outside of the art of finding discounted properties, is we are a marketing business to reach out and find distressed people. Our service as a wholesaler is to provide value to these distressed sellers or these sellers in general, meaning they have a problem facing foreclosure, tax delinquency, house is in bad shape, they're hoarders, they need to move really fast, they have bad tenants, they inherited a house they don't want. Whatever the case is, they have a problem. Your job and your service as a wholesaler, your service is to provide them a solution for that problem. So we market out to them by driving for dollars, texting them, cold calling them, knocking on the door, and in an effort to say, would you like a cash offer? And they say yes. Well, now it's your job to become a friend, be a consultant, and identify what that problem is and why they want to sell. If they're looking and just, hey, give me an offer, I can't refuse, I'm ready to go, well, they're not a fit for you. Even if they're motivated, that's not a fit for you. You're looking for people that are going to be willing to sell at a discount. And the reason why people sell at a discount is because they have a problem that they need a solution for. So your job is to provide a solution to that problem, and they pay you with the equity in their home, right? So they're going to sell you a house 50, 60 cents on the dollar, because I've done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. I know this. And they're going to sell it to you super cheap, because your value is not how much money you can bring to the table for them. That's part of it. Most of it is providing a solution for their problem. So I want you to make a friend. I want you to become a consultant. And really, like if you had a friend that was going through some hard times, right? Ask them questions about what's going on, what their goals are, what their plans are. How can you help them? Be creative. What can you do to provide value? The more value you can bring, the cheaper you'll get the house. It's just the way it works, guys. So that's what you got to do, all right? You're going to set up an appointment. You're going to be a friend. You're going to be a consultant. You are going to go there and provide tons of value and tell them, I can help you in your problem with all these solutions. And then once you do that, you're going to negotiate a price, try to get down to, again, 50, 60 cents of the ARV. And once you do that, I just want you to lock up the property. Now, I don't care if it's 70 cents, 80 cents. I don't care if you don't know the Zillow, Zestimate. I don't care if you don't know the ARV. Just lock it up. That's why we do the hashtag lock it up. Just lock it up as low as possible. Because if you lock it up and you're not able to sell the contract, you have two choices. One, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm sorry, this price doesn't work. My buyers are telling me that this is too high of a price and I can't make it work at this number. I will need to be at X in order to move forward, or we can just cancel the contract. And if they don't renegotiate, they cancel the contract. If they want to move forward with you because they know that you're there to help them and provide a lot of value and they need your service, then they'll renegotiate to a number where they can win, the buyer gets it at a number that works for them, and you can make some money. It's as simple as that, guys. But I will say, out of respect for the sellers, you need to determine within the first 7 to 10 days of signing that contract if you can get the property sold. Don't be one of these wholesalers that is stringing these people along for weeks and weeks and weeks, trying so hard to find a buyer, but you can't find anybody. All of a sudden, 30 days comes and goes on that contract, and they never hear from you again, and they ghost you. That's what gives everybody a bad reputation in this industry. It's very unprofessional, and it's very mean, because these people are just stressed, and they're all this time's going on. They think you're going to be helping them, only to find out that you just go away. Or you find out in the 11th hour you can't come through. Don't do that to people, all right? Be kind, be curious. Know these people are in trouble and they need help. And if you can't provide them that help, give them the ability to find somebody else who can, okay? Just be fair to them. It sucks for you, but you need to do what's right for them. So that's what I would just say there. All right, so now we have the property under contract. We think we know what the ARV is, but heck, we don't care. We locked up the property as low as possible. We have a contract at 123 Main Street. We are going to provide some great solutions for their problems, and we need to get this property closed in 30 days. Now what do? Well, we need to go find some buyers because we need to sell this contract to them. So this is where you're going to really start to hustle and really hustle fast. I want you to go to every single local meetup and REIA in your area, REIA being Real Estate Investing Association, and I want you to talk to everybody there. I have a contract at 123 Main Street for X price. I need to assign this right away, and please pay me some money for it, right? I want you to put it on Craigslist. Property, give the address. I have a single family home in this zip code. It's a fixer-upper. Seller is motivated. I'm cash sale only. Must close quickly. handyman special, put that on Craigslist, you'll find buyers like that. Go on to all the local real estate Facebook groups. Heck, even go on Marketplace. But don't show the property house, okay? Don't show pictures of the house, because only brokers are legally allowed to market the property on the internet. You're not, as a wholesaler, a broker. So legally, you can get in trouble for marketing the house. You're marketing the contract. You need to make sure that you say, I have a purchase and sales contract, a signable purchase and sales contract, that I am looking to sell for a property that fits this description in this zip code. If you put the address out there, people are going to go straight to the house and try to get it from underneath you. So don't do that. So Facebook Marketplace, Facebook REIAs, Facebook real estate groups, local in the area. Don't do the national stuff, because that's not going to bring anybody to you. Your local meetups, real estate meetups, local REIAs. You can also reach out to some local agents, and that's what I would do. I'd call a whole bunch of local real estate agents, say, hey, I have a property. Do you work with any cash buyer investors that may be interested in this property, right? And if you want to take a few steps further, another thing you can do is you can go out to Home Depot, spend $5-10 and get like the little white yard signs that you can stick into the ground. Now you can't put these in people's yard, but you can put them like in public intersections, like major intersections. And I would do this within a few miles of that home, and just say, you know, single family home, 3-1, motivated seller, phone number. And those people who are looking for fixer-uppers, those cash buyers that are driving around, will see that and they will call you. So those are some ways that you can find a cash buyer, because you have 7 to 10 days to identify if you can move forward in this property or not. Okay? That's all you got to do. Go find those cash buyers, show them the property. Make sure you have pictures and all the details of the property, right? Pictures from all 4 sides, the insides. You know, you want to have pictures of the electrical panel. You want to have pictures if they have a furnace, an AC unit. You want to have pictures of all that stuff and notes on it. How old the roof is, how old the hot water heater is, how old the furnace is, how old the AC unit is, and anything like that that you can let them know. So now you have identified a buyer. Buyer says, I want that house at 123 Main Street, and I'm going to pay you $10,000 for that assignment that contract. Now you need to have an assignment contract. That assignment contract can be, you get from a local real estate attorney, local title company. A lot of them work with wholesalers. Go to your local Facebook group. Say who has a local, to this state assignment contract that I can use. Who has a title company that works with wholesalers? Get it from them. Then you assign the rights over to that buyer. So now you have the purchase and sales contract signed between you and the seller. Now you have an assignment contract signed between you and the buyer. Tell the buyer that you're going to go to this title company, because it's the one you just found out from people locally that they work with wholesalers. You've talked to them. They say, hey, we do wholesale deals all the time. Great. Send them both contracts. The buyer has to send an EMD, an earnest money deposit. That's him putting money down to say, hey, I'm going to close on this property for you. If they don't do this in 24 to 48 business hours, they may be trying to wholesale the deal themselves and piggyback or daisy chain on your deal. And don't allow that to happen, because you have 7 to 10 days to get this into escrow with a deposit to reassure the seller that you can move forward. If another wholesaler is trying to shop this around to find another buyer, they're going to pretend that they're the buyer and you're going to get this deal done, and then they're not going to be able to. So don't allow that to happen. But okay? And then once it's into title, you're done. You don't have to do anything with that stuff anymore. You don't have to do anything with purchase or sales contract. You don't have to do anything with the cash buyer. You don't have to do anything with the assignment contract. All you have to do now is fulfill your promise of your solution to the seller's problem. That's all you got to do. All right, so what do they need help with now to closing? Do they need help cleaning out their house? Do they need help identifying stuff they want to take and leave other stuff behind? Do they need help finding another place? Whatever those problems are, remember, you're bringing a solution for it. You still have an obligation to provide value to the seller. And that's it. And once that's done, it's going to go to closing. You're going to go to closing or not, and you're going to get a check for $10,000. And that's how you make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, or just wholesale a deal with zero money. That's it, guys. So, not easy. I highly don't recommend this approach. I do not tell my students to do this, by the way. But with that being said, it can be done. Very few will make it. Literally 1 out of 100 people will achieve this result. So are you the 1%er that can do this? Hope so. I believe it, but it's going to take time. And it's probably going to take you 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 months before you get this first deal. So you're going to be grinding it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months before you get a deal. But you get that $10,000, fantastic. Now you can either rinse and repeat the same model and try to get another deal within in the next 6 months, or you could take that $10,000, invest it into a coaching program, invest it into real marketing, and take your business to the next level, right? Hustle, 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 kick ass to get the $10,000, $15,000 of money that you've generated from nothing but grinding and putting in effort with zero money. But don't just go spend that money. Take that money, now invest it into your business. Make sure you have a situation where now a coach can teach you exactly what you need to do at a more efficient level, to teach you the sales skills so you can be better talking to sellers on appointments and on the phone, and all the other things that you need to know about running a wholesaling business. And then take that money, the rest of that money, and put it towards marketing. So now you can start doing deals in every 2 or 3 months. And as you start doing that and getting better with that, you start to do deals every month, and then multiple deals every month. But it's going to take you time to do that. So, hope you guys are the 1%ers. Go find a deal, wholesale a deal with zero money. I just gave you the blueprint. I think you can do it. Show me. And if you do it, tell me about it. If you do it from this video, please reach out to me and let me know. I will have you come on as our guest on our podcast. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. I want to thank you so much for listening, watching this video today. This video is all about providing value. I am an off-market acquisition specialist. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're struggling to get more deals or get better at off-market acquisitions, well, I ask you to check on the link below. The link below really is something to try to sell you something. It's a sales funnel. So just to be 100% transparent, it's a sales funnel if you guys want to learn more about how I can help you acquire more deals. If that isn't for you, then please, I ask you to like this video so it'll show up in the algorithm for you and other people. And please subscribe, right? I need the support. I need the love. Subscribe to my channel. I'll send you more videos regularly so you can continue to learn to be the best wholesaler you can be. So you can learn how to do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals like myself and make millions of dollars doing it. Take care, guys.